Hi guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing some printmaking. Now I haven't done collage printmaking in a long time. When I say a long time, I think it's been a couple months. I ended my printmaking with using collage, just normal bits of paper, putting it onto a sheet of perspex to create negative space, and then I started adding on some ink to influence the marks and give it a bit of colour to make sure it's not so monochrome, but still using it to influence the composition. So I'm just going to carry on with that, and I hope you enjoy. Now I do have these little bits of paper that were on my other perspex, and these were on it already from the last print. I just literally just poured it off, and as you can see it still has ink stains in it. It can be reactivated when your paper that you're using to print on is wetted and then damped down so it's not soaking wet, it's just absorbed water. So we're just gonna create a composition and then carry on as always. Has been a while since I've done this, so this might not be the best ever print, but we'll see what happens. You can see on these bits of paper as well, the last colour I used was a really nice neon pink. The paper I'm using to just block out some of the imprint, it's just normal printing paper. I normally use scrap paper or like the lined paper that you normally write on, because I normally have a couple of those books around somewhere that I don't really use, so I'm just reusing resources that I wouldn't usually actually use, or that I would throw away actually. Every time I put a new surface of ink down, the first print is always going to be the strongest. It does also mean I can actually get multiple prints out of one. I think 3 prints off of one layer of ink is actually the best amount you can get. After the 4th one, it goes a bit too not noticeable enough on paper, but it doesn't mean it doesn't look good. It's just that will be my cut-off point for most prints, unless I think there is still quite a lot of usable ink on the surface, because I really don't like waste. For any of you who are new to my channel, if you are, hello. I'm Laura, nice to meet you. Normally with these pieces that I've already got ink on them, I normally put them on top of the blank pieces just to break up the shape, or just kind of select areas where it's just a very straight line to, like I said, break up the shape and just make it a bit more interesting. Whatever I print onto this will come out this way, so come out the opposite direction. So that's one thing you have to note down when you're doing printmaking like this. I normally do it portrait wise, like you're probably seeing it from a landscape perspective, but I'm hello, I'm coming from this direction, so to you it's landscape, but to me it's portrait. And to be honest, it doesn't really matter which way you put it, because it could work either way. I could be doing a portrait print and it actually looks better landscape. It just depends on how the composition works out, because sometimes it does work out landscape and portrait, or occasionally just does what it wants to do. I think it is very much central bits of paper I've been putting down. I want to kind of break it up a little bit. It is water-based ink I'm using, if I haven't already mentioned that, because it means it can be reactivated later on as well. Trying to think if there's any other bits I want to put in. Okay. I think for now that'll do. The choice of colour I'm going to use is probably going with, not the Sainsbury's, that's just the label. I'm probably going to go with the same sort of colour, so it does come out like this. It does seem a lot more vivid in the bottle, but it's not actually that bad. So I think I'm going to put it, oh, it's a hard choice now. I'll put it down here, just a couple of drops. It wants to come out the bottle. I normally tend to put it on the black ink because then it spreads evenly, whereas the paper just kind of soaks it up. The paper I'm using, I'll leave a link in the description box, but I've used this paper every single time I've done a print, apart from when I was doing a bit of brown paper work. I honestly don't think there's better paper for printing in this process. It is about £10 for £11 for 70 sheets, so it is roughly about 70p per piece of paper, but honestly I've never had any problems with it and it's always worked really well with me, or for me. So I suppose once you've found your bit of paper, you don't want to change it. Have ripped the top bit slightly by accident, but you know what, it's fine. I can always cut it off at a later date if it's bugging me that much. So what I normally do is just very softly move my hands over the surface. You can see where the ink's starting to poke through here, and you might even be able to see on the camera the bits where bits of paper are, because there's a bit here, I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if you can see it or not, but then there's a darker shade here which is where the ink is getting into the paper. You can actually stand on this, but I think I'm just going to use my hands for now. Another great tip if you're doing printmaking, similar to this kind of technique, it seems obvious, but obviously paper has two sides to it, so if one side doesn't work you can always print on the other. The only thing you would change is that you wouldn't wet the paper. You could probably get a spray bottle and spray the paper down to make it a bit damp on the side you are going to print on top of, but if you wet the paper again, the ink is waterproof, and so the side that already has ink on will probably shift around and change. It could be a good thing, but I've only had bad experiences, unfortunately. Okay, just go grab this spray bottle, is just to definitely see where it's started to come through the ink. You do have to make sure you get all the corners as well. That's another key thing. Okay, I think that will do for now. Just going to slowly peel it off. actually printed, I'll give you that. So here is the finished print. As you can see, there was a lot of ink on the surface, so this necessarily, not going to say it didn't work, but it didn't leave the marks I expected. But that being said, I'm pretty happy with it for a first attempt after a long while, so I think I'm just going to put this to the side, let it dry, and work on the next composition, which will be my next video. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Give this video a like if you did, and don't forget to check me out on social media. I'll just see you guys next time. Bye!